Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Halloween edition of MSU Inside Out. As you can see, we are all dressed up here tonight, and we got a great show going on today. Phil is back with us again, and Phil, how you feeling right now?
You know, I'm excited. I think all you viewers at home are gonna really enjoy our costumes, minus Emily. Emily didn't get the memo. She was a little late, but it's okay. We still love her. But I think it's gonna be a fun show. We got a lot of fun interviews, and like you mentioned, it's the Halloween edition.
Decorations are up
it'll be exciting.
Yep.
We got some wonderful decorations. And because it's Halloween, that means we're about halfway through the semester, which means it's time to register for classes. So Emily's got more on that with news.
So you guys can see I did not get the memo, but have you guys registered for your classes yet?
I have already.
I have sort of, but I'm still kind of working some kinks in there, trying to figure stuff out with scheduling.
I know, I'm taking 17.5 credits next semester, so it's going to be a lot, but it'll be well worth it. So the end of the semester is quickly approaching. We are currently in week 10 out of a 16-week semester. Moving forward with the school year, on Tuesday, enrollment for classes in the spring begin. Before enrolling, be sure to meet with your advisor and make sure that you don't have any holds on your Campus Connection account. There is an incentive for enrolling in classes by next Friday. For degree-seeking undergraduate and graduate students, you'll be entered into a drawing to win a pair of Apple AirPod Pros. I know that I'm constantly using my AirPods. I don't have the Pro ones, but I think that AirPods are great. So time flies, especially when we are in college, and as the holidays approach, reminders are being placed around quarantine and traveling. They both go hand in hand. The North Dakota Department of Health is requiring international travelers to quarantine for 14 days after crossing those different borders. And during this time, Minot State is discouraging students to travel, especially internationally. To be released from quarantine, a student can either self-quarantine for 14 days or receive negative COVID results with written proof. When school began this fall, we reached a point where the COVID cases at MSU were declining or staying stagnant. The weather is reaching those lower temperatures, meaning that activities are being moved inside and our immune systems are becoming a little weaker. There are 39 active cases and 278 recovered cases. 88 individuals are currently being monitored at Minot State, and we're at a risk level of 3 out of 5. I did see the email today that there were no new cases, so that's good. And there is testing from Tuesday from 9 to 11, and remember to pre-register before arriving. For any questions about positive and close contact cases, email Deb Hammond or Kevin Harmon. Stay safe by washing your hands and social distancing. There is now remote access to computer labs. There are 55 computers that are accessible and can be accessed through devices including Chromebooks, PCs, and Macs. Students, staff, and faculty are welcome to use the computer labs. For a list of software and where to locate the software that is being used, there will be a link. And for any questions concerning the computers and the lab, call the help desk at Minot State. Philip, I know I missed the memo, but I heard that you're going to be Willy Wonka this weekend for Halloween.
You know, that is the word on the street. I might just be letting someone straighten my hair and throwing on a purple jacket just to be Willy Wonka, but we'll see if that ends up happening. When he wrapped up his career here at Minot State, he was the all-time leading passer and then went on to play professional football in Germany. Joining me now is current football running backs coach Zach Cunha. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, Phil.
So as I mentioned, you played in Germany. Can you tell us a little bit what that experience was like?
Yeah, well, it was great. You know, they definitely have a different type of football over there, usually, soccer. But it was a good experience over there. It was fun to go over there and you know, kind of immerse myself in the German culture and also play a game that I really enjoy playing. So.
That's awesome. I also mentioned that you are the holder for many records at the QB position here at Minot State. What do those records mean to you?
I mean, I think they're cool to look at on paper, for sure. But I really just enjoy knowing how many people work to make those records possible. You know, I had the opportunity to play with a lot of people in my career, offensive linemen, wide receivers, running backs, you know, tight ends, can't forget those guys. But they all factored into my career, and I'm just really grateful for the opportunity to play with those guys.
Yeah, that is awesome. You are now the current running backs coach here at Minot State. What made you decide to come back to Minot State and coach?
Honestly, it just kind of happened. I was kind of working on my playing career still, and then got the opportunity to come teach here at Minot State, and then kind of just found my way into the athletic department and really figured out that that's what I wanted to do with my career. And so this is kind of the first step in becoming a college football coach.
So you've had your hands in a lot of different areas here at Minot State, on the football team, a coach, and you've also been a teacher. What was it like teaching here at Minot State?
It was definitely different, especially me being a little bit younger than your typical college instructor. It was a little bit different for me to get used to, but I worked in the teacher education and kinesiology department with Dr. Ekman and all the wonderful people in that department. So it was really an enjoyable year for me working there, and I miss them, but really enjoying being on the football side of things now.
That's awesome. So you played quarterback. So how different has it been coaching running backs, not being with your true position?
It's difficult at times, especially watching practice film and scrimmage film where you kind of start looking at the quarterback every once in a while. But I really found that it kind of helps out the running backs, and I'd hope they would say the same thing: is that they're starting to see the whole picture and not just them running the ball. So it's been kind of nice to show them the entire picture of the offense. What the offensive line's doing, what the quarterback's doing, what he's reading, and how we can maybe make the quarterback's life a little bit easier, and ultimately just make the offense better. So I think it's helped me as a coach and hopefully helped my players. So
yeah, I remember when I talked to Ali, he mentioned he was learning a lot of things that a QB would need to know, but not necessarily running back. So obviously your experience as a quarterback has helped him as well. What are your goals for that running back group? Obviously there's no season this year, but we still can strive for goals down the road.
Yeah, I mean, I struggle with kind of putting a landmark all the way out there, especially right now with the current situation of are we having a season, when are we having a season, all that stuff. I'm just looking forward to seeing those 4 guys that we have in the room, really improve one day at a time, and just kind of take it a day at a time, because I don't think you can really do much else in 2020. So
yeah, that is true. This past weekend, the football team had their Beaver Bowl scrimmage. You were coaching on the red team. What was that experience like?
It was great. It was great. Coach Edholm and I were coaching the red team. He's primarily the play caller, but he was really nice enough to give me a couple series to call plays for the red team. Unfortunately, we didn't turn those to any points along the day, but it was a really good experience for me as a young coach, and getting some coordinating experience and play calling experience. And I think we put a lot of good film out there, especially like the black team's offense. They put some good tape out there as well. So I think overall it was a good day for the Minot State football program.
It was a lot of fun. I was able to be out there and playing, and I really enjoyed going against you. And I'm not going to brag, we did beat you, but it was fun being out there. After your GA is up here at Minot State, do you have any plans or future goals you want to pursue?
Well, it's kind of wherever the profession takes me. I'm a West Coast guy from California, so I'd like to stay on the West Coast if possible, but I'll go anywhere where they'll pay me to coach. So that's kind of my attitude, and we'll just see what happens.
That's awesome. So what would you say, both as a coach so far and as when you were a player, what are your 2 favorite memories from being here at Minot State?
Oh man, it's a lot of memories to go through on the spot. As a player, the last game of my career when we played St. Cloud is probably a good memory, as well as my sophomore year when we beat Augustana at home in triple overtime. That was pretty cool. I don't know. I'll let the coach one hang out there, and hopefully we'll have an actual game soon so I can add to that list.
Yeah, so you get to coach Ali, who was the newcomer of the year on the offense. What is that experience being able to coach such a dynamic player? Yeah,
certainly Ali has some physical skills that kind of set him apart from quite a few other running backs in the conference. I'm really excited about the way he's matured in this offseason. I think he'd be the first to tell you, he's really learned a lot, and it's kind of taken another step mentally. Like I said, all of his physical traits are there. So it's really my job to try to help him along and develop mentally into the complete back that I think he can be. Yeah, he's a difference maker on that field. There is a reason that as a team we chose to draft him, because I didn't want to have to tackle him personally, and I knew he would be a difference maker for us on the offense. With that being said, unfortunately, we are out of time. Again, this is Zach Cunha. He is the all-time leading passer here at Minot State, as well as the running backs coach. Make sure to look out for him and Beavers football, hopefully when we return soon. With that being said, we're going to go to a quick underwriters break to thank all of our sponsors. Make sure you stay tuned. We will have weather when we return.
Thank you to all of our underwriters. Trinity Health is a comprehensive healthcare system based in Minot, North Dakota.
Fiance, with all your prom and bridal needs, located in downtown Minot.
KCJB 910 AM, Minot's news and information station.
Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
KIZZ FM Z94, playing today's hit music.
Mix 99.9, Minot's music mix.
SRT, offering a number of services including phone, TV, internet, and security.
KRRZ, 1390 AM, Minot's classic hits.
KZPR 105.3 FM, Minot's rock station.
East End, where the poor is worth so much more, located in downtown Minot.
Qdoba, easy, on time, full of flavor.
Nice Impressions, no job is too big or too small, located in downtown Minot.
MSU Beavers Hockey, online info at msubeavers.com.
Forward Communication, connecting professionals in the Midwest.
El Azteca, authentic Mexican food on North Broadway near the airport.
MSU Theater Department, year-round entertainment.
Red and Green, MSU's student-run newspaper.
MSU Bookstore, for all your campus needs.
Minot Nutrition Addiction, offering healthy smoothies and meal replacements on the go.
HBarB Construction, for all your oil field needs.
Bear's Cat Donuts, located on Broadway across from Minot State campus.
Welcome back from that underwriters break. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors who make this show happen. It really is a blessing to have all those sponsors. And luckily, Roxanne is back from her little week vacation to give us more on weather.
Yeah, Roxanne, what should the trick-or-treaters expect this weekend?
So far, at least right now, we are finally getting into fall weather and it's getting chilly outside, so make sure you guys wear a jacket. Currently, it is 39 degrees and cloudy, the high being 39 as well, and the low being 34. Moving on to our state weather today, on the western side, we have Williston at 45 and Dickinson at 50. Bismarck is at 37, and on the eastern side, we have Grand Forks at 28 and Fargo at 30. The 7-day forecast today is looking pretty even. Friday, we have 46, sunny and with some clouds. 39 is that low. Going on to the rest of the week, it does get a little bit warmer until we reach next week with Thursday being at 57. Moving on to what the Beavers will be doing this weekend, it is Halloween. Friday will be okay, but on Saturday, on Halloween, it will be the lowest weekend forecast. So make sure you wear a jacket and be safe as well. Wear a mask. The low on that day will be 23. Our hometown weather spotlight isn't anyone this weekend. We're just going to go to a spooky place for a spooky weekend. Currently, we picked Salem, Massachusetts, and it is sunny there with the high being 46. Or with currently it being 46 and the high being 50 with the low being 37. Cole and Philip, what's your guys' favorite scary movie?
I think for me, it's been a while, but I've always enjoyed Sinister 2.
Yeah, it's been a while for me as well, but I think Halloween kind of takes the cake there. But yeah, that's a lot of good Halloween movies out there for sure.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, we are going to take another underwriters break. Make sure to stay tuned. When we are back, Cole will have his interview, as well as Troy will give us an update on how poor his fantasy team is doing.
Welcome back, guys, and a big thank you to our underwriters and all our sponsors who continue to pour out their support for the KMSU Broadcasting Department. So far, a good show, Phil. We learned a lot with Zach Cunha today, and not so much some warm weather with Halloween, but yeah, what do you think so far?
Yeah, I mean, Zach's definitely an interesting guy. He's gotten to experience Minot State in many different aspects and lenses, so that was cool to get some insight on that as well. So it's good to look in to see how the weather's going to be this week, and we got to make sure you dress warm if you're going out there, you trick-or-treaters. But with that being said, we're going to go check in on how Troy's fantasy football team is. Update, not very good. Troy, what do you got for us?
Well, I'm 0-7. I'm not good at fantasy football. But Zach Cunha, I played football with. He was my professor. He's now my coach. So that's kind of a fun fact about Cunha. So with that, let's get to the Beaver Sports Update. Starting off with the NFL. We saw some trades, including a big one with the Seattle Seahawks as they picked up Carlos Dunlap from the Cincinnati Bengals. More trades are expected to come this week as the deadline hits on Monday. Antonio Brown is back in the NFL. He's eligible to play next week as he was joined the Buccaneers today earlier this week. And now we're going to move on to Troy's picks. Thursday night last week, we saw the Eagles win a game, which was a pick that I had correct. Moving to Sunday, I picked the Seahawks after they got moved to primetime. However, they dropped their first game of the year to the Cardinals. Monday night, the Bears had a loss to the Chargers, making us 1-2 on the week. This week on Troy's picks, the Falcons and Panthers will face off tonight. I think the Falcons are a dangerous team and can do some damage. The Cowboys will take on the Eagles in the Sunday night matchup. The primetime game is expected to be a good one. Although the Cowboys are out their top two quarterbacks, it'll be interesting to see what they do. All eyes are on the Eagles in my mind. Tampa Bay will take on the Giants. The Giants are going to have a hard time handling Tampa Bay's offense as AB and TB will be ready to play together in the coming weeks. And the World Series has come to an end as the LA Dodgers have won. Congratulations, Chad. I'm sure you're very happy with that. The MLB will now turn their eyes to the spring training and hopefully a regular season that will go the full length, 162 games. Hockey news, as the AHL has announced they are aiming for their season to start in the new year after announcing that change earlier this week. High school football news, the Bishop Ryan Lions are still playing football. They have won again and will look to have a big win this week as they are going down to Bismarck for the state playoff game. The Minot State athletic news here. Teams are slowly wrapping up their fall seasons, as the athletic department has released a new video announcing the unity of all Beaver athletics. In other sports news in the area, men's and women's hockey are in the middle of their seasons as they began. They're just kicking off. Women's hockey has a game Saturday and Sunday here at the Pepsi Arena. Now, in other sports news, golf is still going on. The tournaments are playing. The Masters coming up here in a few weeks. Very excited for that. And we are very excited for more golf events here as teams continue to practice. As the baseball team has been having bullpen sessions in the bubble, they're throwing baseballs around. They were outside today. The bubble's getting some maintenance on. It's been up for over a year. Soccer continues to practice in the morning. Athletes continue to work out. The fastest time ran this week, I believe, was by a football player. I'm not sure the name. Baseball's had some fast times. Today, Philip Green squad 480. That's a fun fact for you guys. I squad 610. Pretty proud of myself. And we're pretty excited about all the developments in sports as teams continue to just get bigger, better, faster, stronger. It's been a phenomenal spring with fall with Coach Caleb, Helvin and his whole staff. And Cole's standing by now with his interview. Cole, how you doing over there?
Well, certainly it sucks for you in fantasy football, Troy, but hopefully still rooting for you to get better in there. But at least your team's doing well. Mine and Philip's team, not so much. But yeah, thank you, Troy, for the sports update. And certainly it was not long ago when Minot State held the groundbreaking ceremony for the MSU Summer Theater Revitalization Project. The group is certainly excited for what the future holds for them. And joining us in the studio today is the president of the Summer Theater Board of Directors. Here with us, Cheryl Nilsson. Cheryl, thank you for joining us today. It must be an exciting future for you guys right now.
Absolutely. We're very thrilled that we're finally going to get some renovations done. Facility is definitely showing its age. It's been around for a little over 50 years, and we haven't really done very much with it up to this point. So it's definitely in need of an overhaul.
Yeah, for sure. So just give us a rundown of the Phase 1 updates. What changes should we be looking out for when it begins?
Well, for our first phase of the construction, we're really looking at making the experience better for our audience. We're going to be putting in some new aisles that are going to be in the areas where the curvature is for the seating area currently, taking out a couple of seats on each side and actually moving those up to give us some additional seating higher up. Also adding in some areas where we're going to have more handicap seating that's available other than in just the first row. I think that's going to make it a much, much better experience for all of our audience members. We're looking down the road at also having better ramp access. That's going to take a little bit more construction time, so that will take part probably more in the second phase, but we're starting to get some of that, but not all of it in this first phase.
Yeah, certainly going to be a better experience for some out there. And was there a time where in the past few seasons, at any moment, at any point, where you guys said, okay, we should propose this renovation idea to the next board meeting, and if that gets through, let's announce it to the public? If that's all right, guys, how did that bombshell come to be?
Well, it's really kind of come as a culmination of some kind of rough experiences that we've had in the last few years. We've certainly worked with a septic tank that doesn't work all the time, so restroom access actually can be a real problem when we have a lot of rain, and we've had some summers where that's been an issue, and we definitely need to have restrooms available for our patrons as well as for our people who are performing. We've also had some issues in the past with just where do we put people who might have some issues being able to climb the stairs for getting to concessions, for getting to their seats even. And so having more handicap accessible areas and areas where people don't have to necessarily climb stairs and can use a ramp instead will definitely make that better. Part of our renovation project is also looking at the facilities backstage for our actors, and there's no air conditioning in that building, which in the summer definitely puts a crimp on some of our performers as they deal with the heat in the evenings, especially on those sweltering summer evenings. And so being able to renovate that definitely will help our actors to be able to continue providing wonderful performances. And then the additional area that we're looking at doing a major renovation besides the restrooms being moved down and concessions, we're looking at putting a canopy over the stage. That's actually going to be probably in phase 2, but it will allow us, if there's a light rain, to allow the performances to continue, which sometimes we've had to stop them for the safety of the actors. The stage gets very slippery when it's wet, and so we're really looking at making sure that we have a safety feature there as well.
Yeah, lots of improvements certainly for better experience, but also safety measures in there too. Tell us about the COVID situation. With this past summer, you guys had to make some adjustments since there weren't going to be people in attendance. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we're really hopeful that restrictions will be eased because there's been either a vaccine developed or we've really gotten past the point where we're going to have as much spread. But certainly we are considering that and considering what our options are yet for next summer. But if we can do a full season, we are planning to do that. But we also are looking at perhaps including some of the things that we did this past summer and incorporating those into our season as well as an extra bonus. So that could be kind of fun. Yes, particularly improv, I think, will work very well for that.
Certainly possible there. Before we head off here, what is the plan going to be moving forward with the challenge of having to get through that while undergoing this construction?
The plan is that we're going to do as much of the renovation that we can that won't impact next summer. The seating in particular, we're going to make sure that the seating is available for next summer, so that won't impede people being able to attend. And then most of the rest of the construction, the new restrooms and the new concession area, the expansions into the dress rooms and that sort of thing, those will be in phase 2, which will begin after the season. We really do want to, if at all possible, have a full season next summer. So we're really looking at doing what construction we can that won't impede the summer progress with the actual performances.
Well, Cheryl, there's a lot of excitement and a lot of promise for the future of Summer Theater, at least certainly from what I heard. And just knowing that we're going to see a whole new state-of-the-art environment, it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, Cheryl, thank you for coming along today, for giving us an inside look at Summer Theater.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
That was Cheryl Nilsson, President of a Summer Theater Board of Directors, giving us the inside scoop of what is going on in Summer Theater. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. But for now, we're kicking it off to a quick promo of our department.
Destin Hall. My major is broadcasting, specifically journalism. I've always liked photography. I just like to be that guy with the camera. I like interviewing the people. That's just something I always wanted to do. My grandpa always read the newspaper, so I wanted to take that and write in the newspaper because I know he'll be proud. So I want to get all my classes in right now so I can have a lot of experience in the field. So as soon as I get out of college, I can find the job that I really want to do. The people here are very wonderful. It's like a big family. They'll always have your back, and that's what I like about it.
I'm Shalom Barron. I'm from Kalispell, Montana. I'm a junior. You do a lot of hands-on classes. I've never done newspaper writing until now. I think it's great to be able to actually practice that. When I graduate, I'll actually have pieces that I've written. I definitely am interested in politics in general. I've been trying to focus on things that really interest me. That way I have experience in the things I'm interested in.
Welcome back, guys. Certainly lots of opportunities in the broadcasting department, certainly. And Phil, we had a great show today. A lot of great people, a lot of great news going on. What did you think?
You know, it was awesome. It was great to have Roxanne back doing weather, and it was cool to see all of our Halloween costumes. We're a little butthurt that Emily didn't, get the memo, but I hope you enjoyed our Halloween costumes. Hope you enjoyed the interviews we had out here and got some cool insight here today. With that being said, we want you to all stay safe this weekend for Halloween, whatever it is you choose to do. Thanks for joining us. We hope to see you next week. Have a good night.